Lulu mad because she feels like Dante lied through a mission, but she doing the same doggone thing. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life of Chester for the General Hospital, April 8, 2025. Okay, y'all. So first things first, let me know your thoughts on today's episode down below. Look, Laura's back. Yeah, I know I've been waiting on this. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Let's get this show on the road. Look, it's a few things. Like I said in the opening. How you gonna be mad? Lulu's mad at Dante because she's saying how he lied through a mission. He didn't tell her everything. He over here acting like it wasn't no big deal. It was just, when we was kids. We were kids. It don't matter now. Or whatever. And he was like, no more secrets between us. And she just got this look on her face. And I was like, girl, it's gonna come out and he gonna be mad at you. He gonna be mad at Brooklyn. He gonna be mad at Cody. He gonna be mad at everybody because everybody lying to everybody. And then Brooklyn, Chase always do that. Y'all remember when he did that with Willow? I think Willow was asking him. I think they was at the hospital, if I'm not mistaken. And she was asking him if everybody right about her and Drew and how she allowed Drew to manipulate her. He was like, no, is that what you think or whatever? So on today's episode, how we get here? How did we get here? They is the first people I spoke and talk about chasing Brooklyn. But yeah, on today's episode, he already talking about some, what did he say? How did he put it? Brooklyn was saying she's mad at her mom for, keeping secrets and stuff like that, but she doing the same thing to Dante. She doing the same thing to Olivia and just Sonny and everybody. He talking about some, no, it's not the same thing. It's definitely the same thing. She's lying through a mission too. She keeping secrets too. A lie is a lie. A lie is a lie. But okay, y'all, on today's episode, we're going to start with Chase, Brooklyn, Olivia, Lois. So, Brooklyn and Chase was just talking about everything in regards to the secret and her guilt. And I said, she wanted to tell the truth. She might as well before they find out. I said, I don't know. Do y'all think she going to be the ones who tell the secret to Dante? Or is he going to overhear it? Or is Lulu going to finally tell him the truth? I don't know. What are y'all thoughts? Let me know down below. How would y'all like for the secret to come out? Look, I'm glad Lois back. That's what I'm excited about. Y'all know I've been saying that they don't sit up here and let her go out of town. What she had to go out of town for? Shoot, just found out all this information and she gonna go to town. I'm about to go to town. But yeah, on today's episode, Chase and Brooklyn was just talking, and that's when Olivia came in saying she had a surprise, and out walked Lois, and the look on Brooklyn's face. So Olivia just staring. I said, obviously something is gonna let people know, like, y'all not acting how y'all used to act. Tracy had already said something, and they was talking about that on today's episode. So I think Lois was the one saying, you want to give me a hug? So they hugged, but it was off. And not Lois, what's her name? Olivia noticed that or whatever. And Chase ends up having a conversation with Brooklyn about she needs to do a better job at hiding it. She don't want nobody to find out the secret. Excuse me. If she don't want nobody to find out the secret, then, you got to do a better job at hiding it. I said, exactly. But look like they supposed to be having a conversation on tomorrow's episode. And once again, everybody, they be missing the opportunity. So if they make up on tomorrow's episode and Lois be like, I apologize once again and stuff like that, do y'all think she's actually gonna say, you know what, I don't want to lie to you no more. I see how you gonna say about the other lie that I told my mama or whatever, and I didn't tell you that I told my mama, even though I supposed to be keeping a secret. Let me tell you the truth. I know who your son is. I know where your son is. In fact, your son is here. I feel like even if she came forward now, she'll still be upset. But I said, okay, what if she did forgive her? You still gonna lie? These people don't learn nothing. But yeah, I think Chase was just telling Brooklyn that he'll be there for her and be beside her if she decides she want to tell the truth. And I said, Dante gonna be mad at you too. He gonna be mad at everybody. Everybody gonna be mad at everybody at this point, but they eventually gonna make up. What else did they talk about? Let me see. I don't know if I wrote down anything else. I think in regards to Olivia and Lois, she was just still trying to play peacemaker and see what was going on between Brooklyn and her. And I think she encouraged her to talk to her so they could work things out because she never seen them two be like that. And then they were just talking about the fact that they go back so far. And I said, because it's gonna look like once the truth come out, she'll be mad. Because one, they supposed to be best friends. Then that's her grandchild. You did all that talk about Sonny. Yeah, you kept that secret for Sonny. Remember when she told the secret about, who was it? What secret did she told? Was it that Nina? What did Nina do? I don't know. It was some secret that she told Sonny because she felt like he had a right to know. She brought up the fact that Olivia didn't tell Sonny he had a son, but she didn't tell him he had a grandson either. I know they just wrote that like that because people were saying, that wasn't how the storyline was when it first, aired or whatever. But yeah, that's how they was talking about. Like I said, Chase was saying how he thinks Brooklyn should fix things between her and her mom or whatever. And once again, they're supposed to be talking on tomorrow's episode. Cody, Lulu, Dante. So Lulu was trying to confess to Cody that she played him. She didn't know specifically what was going on or what had gone on between Dante in Brooklyn back in the day. She just wanted Cody to confirm it. So Dante walks out and he overhears it. Yeah, Dante overheard Lulu said that Cody had confirmed, they were a thing. Brooklyn and him was a thing. And he came out, he was like, oh, really? Or whatever. What are you trying to do, man? And he was trying to go off on Cody. And Lulu was like, no, I'm the one who got the information out of him or whatever. It wasn't him. He didn't you just give me the information or whatever. You know how good I am at getting stuff out of people if I want to know something. I said, out of all things that he could have overheard, y'all choose to have him overhear this. What difference it make? I was like, what? But yeah, so then Cody ends up leaving. So they start going back and forth. Lulu felt some type of way because Dante lied. She asked why he lied, wonders if she could trust him, brings up, did he have feelings for her when she came back in town? He over here lying too, because more than likely it's going to come out like, oh, I actually did love her, and I was in love with her. Wait a minute. Did Dante say that he was in love when they was having a conversation with Dante and Cody? Did he ever say he was in love with Brooklyn back in the day, or was that Brooklyn saying that she was in love with him to somebody? I don't know how it went, y'all. But yeah, he was like, the only woman I ever loved and all this other stuff was you. I said, they ain't that what they be saying when they be lying. But yeah, they was just going back and forth, and he was like, what difference it made? That was back in the day. We was kids. Nothing came of it, all this stuff. She told me, what if something did? And once again, they always got to sit up here and interrupt and stuff like that. So, they was just talking, and he was like, nothing came of it. It was back in the day. We got to be able to trust each other. No more secrets. And she looked like she wanted to tell him. But he left. And then Cody came. But after Dante had left, that's when Cody came back out. And he was asking Lulu what she's up to, because he know it come when he sees one. And I guess on tomorrow's episode, it look like she going to be telling him about her feelings for Dante or something like that. I don't know, y'all. But yeah, this secret going to come out sooner or later. Hopefully sooner than later or whatever. What's today? Tuesday? Yeah, let it come out by the end of this week or something. I haven't read the spoilers. I don't think. But yeah, Diana, Alexis, Marco, Ava. So Diana, Alexis she just came in. Alexis was excited, and Diane wanted to know what was going on. So she was just saying how she finally has a girl's bed, and she was just saying everything that happened at the hospital, how the girls made up. Christina finally took accountability and stuff like this. And we're gonna get to Christina, because once again, like, you the worst criminal ever. Then she crazy, because look, she don't know what she want to do. She over here talking about something she maybe was about to confess to Elizabeth. Then, like, I can't tell. She went from saying that she don't want to tell because she just got back cool with Molly, to saying, oh, my father and my mom are already going through so much. Girl, you might as well turn yourself in at this point. But yeah, Diana and Lacey was talking about Christina and Molly making up and all this stuff. Marco ends up coming, and I don't know if he good or bad. It's kind of seemed like he leaning towards the bad, but we'll see. I think it was time for Alexis to interview him, and she was bringing up if he has to represent, or they had to work with a criminal or something like that. And so I don't know what he said. He said something. Well, obviously. What he was talking about? So he gonna work for a different firm while working with Alexis now? Or what? But yeah, he was like, he'll have to remove himself if it interferes with his beliefs or something like that. And I was like, Sidwell, Sonny situation. But yeah, Ava ends up showing up, and she wanted to talk to Alexis, and she was like, I ain't got nothing to say to you. You might as well get on up out of here. She like, you gonna change your mind when I tell you about Christina, what she took her tail and did. But on tomorrow's episode, they showed it where Ava gonna be saying that Christina the one that tried to take her out, and she got proof. And I was like, but how that supposed to work though? Because Alexis kept saying how she couldn't, do anything because it's supposed to go to AIDS. I said, so how is there going to be a loophole or what? I said, how's she supposed to get you the money? But yeah, I skipped over Ava and Reed. They just going to be last at this point. Elizabeth, Christina, Lucky. So Christina, once again, is the worst criminal ever. She done took her till she just feel guilty already. And it's just the next day. She done took her tail in the Elizabeth room, brought her flowers and stuff, and she just talking to her. Good thing Lucky came, because if they had kept talking, she would have exposed herself once again. But yeah, she took some flowers, and they were just talking, and before they got to talk about anything, Lucky showed up, and he was looking at her. She was looking at him. He's like, he's like, I need to talk to you. He's like, I need to talk to you outside about Charlie business. So they went back to the chapel. And he was like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to get caught? And I was like, exactly. He over here, he was like, I'm risking, that's the woman I love. You almost took out the woman I love, and just kept saying that and all this other stuff. And he was like, was you going to confess to her? And she was like, no, maybe. And I said, how you go from saying you was maybe about to confess to saying, no, I can't turn myself in? Because he told her, he said, go to Alexis so you can try to get some type of deal or whatever. And she's, no, my parents been through too much. I don't want to bring no more trouble to them and all this other stuff. And I was like, too little too late. Too little too late. But he was saying how he already checked. The car is gone. Nobody knows anything. Short story shorter, he has become her utter enabler. Her utter enabler. He not going to say nothing. He was like, I'm not going to say anything because I believe you're a good person and you didn't mean to do what you did or something he said. I just know he her enabler. He her enabler. And I was like, And I was like, do y'all think Alexis gonna do what Ava wants, or do y'all think she gonna go tell somebody? And I was like, just have Christina, like Rick said, she gonna try again. Especially when she find you over here trying to get millions from her mama. I was like, she gonna try again. She need to be locked up. She need to be in the nut house, the crazy place. Something. But yeah, that brings me to Ava and Rick and Elizabeth. That's the last people, I think. So, Ava and Rick just pieced together that Christina had did, and they just talking about, wait a minute. Did they change? Did they have on the same clothes? Did Ava and Rick have, well, Rick in the hospital, so I was like, did they change? Because they had just figured out that Christina had did it, but it looked like Christina had changed her clothes. I don't know, y'all. But yeah, they was saying, Rick was like, he even more sure that he should call the police, and she was like, no, we should aim bigger. And he was like, we can't blackmail Sonny because we're gonna end up dead. He's gonna take us out. I said, regardless, he gonna take you out. You mess with his daughter. But so she was like, no, I'm thinking much bigger, not Sonny or whatever, Alexis. Talking about she wanted to get I think, did Rick figure out that she was trying to get the money from Alexis? And he was like, that's not gonna work because Christina gotta pay. Look at what she did. She hurt me and Elizabeth trying to get to you. What's to stop her from trying to get you again? I said, exactly. Like, she don't think. I said, well, technically, none of y'all can judge. Once again, all y'all criminals. Everybody. Christina's supposed to be in jail. Ava definitely supposed to be in jail. Rick definitely supposed to be in jail for over here grabbing folks and locking them in that safe house. Wait, not safe house. That room. Y'all remember that episode? Well, that storyline or whatever, I still remember it. I think, who had on a purple dress? Look. Somebody, if I'm not mistaken, had on a purple dress. I remember that. Carly was pregnant. I said, y'all need to be locked up. But Ava gonna try to manipulate him, talking about some, how do you think Molly's gonna feel about you sending her only sister left to jail? And he was like, she's strong. He was just saying how she's strong. He was like, that's the one good thing that Alexis and Sonny spent so much time on Christina, and she's so messed up. It's a good thing Molly independent and all this other stuff, and how she respects the law. I think that Molly would want Christina to get locked up for what she did or pay for what she did, but I think she'll regret it. I think she regret it though. I don't know. Let me know how y'all feel about that down below. But yeah, Ava here trying to get money, and I was like, didn't she just tell you that they done made it so it's aces? She can't do nothing with it. So like, what you expect her to do? But I'm assuming it's gonna be a loophole or whatever. But we'll see. I was like, nah, y'all need to get her help. Y'all need to get her help, some type of help. She ain't gotta go to jail, but she gotta get up out of there. She need to pay. Like, I feel like she a loose cannon. She can't even figure out if she want to turn herself in or tell on herself, or keep quiet. She went from saying like, no, because me and Molly just got cool, to, oh no, I almost confessed to Elizabeth because I feel so guilty and I never meant to hurt her, to saying, now my parents I'm not turning myself in. They don't need to worry about me and what I done. You should have thought about that before you went and did what you did, girl. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, this is her girl today. Be safe.